Megyn Kelly puts AOC and Jasmine Crockett on blast for their absolute fakeness. Folks, you're going to like it. I don't know about you, but I've noticed there's this trend with Democrats who talk in weird accents, often to appeal to minorities. Something really strange about that. So we're going to get right into it. It's going to be fun. But first, do me a huge favor here. Like our video and share it around so we can keep bringing you all this great, hard-hitting content. And as always, Patriots, I'm your host, Darian, and this is Resist the Mainstream.
I really would love for you guys to weigh in on who you think is, in fact, the best actress in America today, outside of Hollywood, okay? And I have got a couple of contenders for you, all right? I've narrowed it down to 4, and I'm going to show you how these people normally sound and then how they sound when they get in front of certain audiences and certain cameras. And you're going to tell me who you think
this is fantastic.
What's happening
who
here.
wore it best, who fooled you, who's really who's phoning it in and who's really going method, okay? In 4th place, not necessarily 4th place, this is just, I'm going to start with as the 4th possibility, but I've got 4 total and you'll decide what order they go in. I'm going to kick it off with AOC, okay? Her real name is Sandy Ocasio. This is what she went by her entire life, Sandy Ocasio. And only when she decided to run for office did she decide to suddenly become Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and lean into her Puerto Rican history, where her mother was born in Puerto Rico, but her father was born in New York City. And she decided to tell us sob stories about how she's from a poor family and she was living, paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, she was raised in a Tony part of Westchester called Yorktown Heights. The single family home she grew up in was just sold in 2016 for $355,000. So it's not exactly, food stamp central. She went to Boston University. You hear her tell her story, you'd think she never even went to college, right? She was only a bartender. No, she went to Boston University and graduated with a BA in International Relations and Economics, and then spent some time as a waitress and a bartender. Good for you. Virtually everyone in America did
Like
too.
who didn't?
I mean, literally, raise your hand if you had a service personnel job.
Oh my God, yes.
Right. All of us, all 5 of us. Hello. The difference is we don't run around asking for people to pat us on the back because we did it. It's called being a normal human. When you're young, you take those kinds of jobs, and even when you're older, sometimes you do, to pay your bills. This is called being a normal human, not, oh, woe is me, I worked as a waitress. And I'll get to some of what she's saying around that. But that's her story. Now she makes almost $200,000 a year as a U.S. Congresswoman and is still pretending that she's on her waitress salary. But in any event, here is how she normally sounds when she's speaking and not thinking about who's listening or trying to fool anybody.
When Donald Trump tapped into this idea of Make America Great Again, there was times of economic opportunity. Wages rose until the 1970s.
They should have taught her at Boston University. There were times. She was right. You got to get that subject-verb agreement. I know it's tough, Sandy. Work on it. That's her, though, sounding relatively normal. Then there's a different version that we've heard a lot more of a lot recently.
I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
What?
Ain't
There's
nothing wrong.
with working retail, folding clothes for other people to buy.
And I, for one,
We know.
am tired of hearing about how a 2-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots that breathe, trampling on our way of life.
Our way of life. All right, so you got that in mind? You're with
It'd
me?
be tough to beat.
You know who AOC reminds me of with that very obvious phony black accent that she's making? Well, by the way, not even being black. I'll give you a hint. It is a very famous female politician. Now, you might think you have the right guess, but I don't know. There are a few options here, so take your guess. Okay, let's see if you got it right.
We have a march to finish. On this Lord's Day, let us say with one voice, The words of James Cleveland's great freedom hymn. I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far.
I don't feel nowadays tired. But wait, guys, there's more.
B.
It is, but we have contenders. All right. Now I'm going to go outside of the political realm for this next one. You'll know her as soon as you see her, I think. Let's play the normal version of the person whose name is Hillary, who grew up in a very nice suburb of Boston, going to
Hilaria.
some Tony Rich school that virtually no one else can afford. I think her dad is a dentist, but now goes by Hilaria Baldwin. Here she is sounding like her normal self.
It's not easy, and I think part of it is that I'm in shape before I have a baby, and then I stay active when I'm pregnant. And I'm not trying to stay thin. I'm just trying to keep my circulation going and stretching and keep my muscle tone up.
And then
Married life is really nice. It feels different.
No way.
You know that. So please leave my family in peace and let this all play out.
We have cucumbers, aceite de oliva.
How do you say?
Olive oil, and we have some vinegar.
vinegar. We have some
support that
vinegar.
so much. That's so funny.
She sounds like Penelope Cruz.
I'm with it.
I'm making it tough for you.
Say cucumber?
Yeah, you're such a fucking hypocrite.
That's the vinegar.
I got to give Hilaria Baldwin a special, let's just say, praise, because she took the whole accent faking thing to a whole new level, much better than, Hillary Clinton, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Kamala Harris, any of these people ever did. All right. She actually had a fake bio that said she was born in Mallorca, España, rather than Boston, Massachusetts, where she was actually born. And she did this accent over and over again. Unlike the other ones where they just fake the accent kind of cynically to make some people happy at a given location at a campaign rally. Hilaria Baldwin did it everywhere. All right. And then later on, when she was caught and it was obvious she was lying, she went, did a whole little public stunt about it. Was like, look, I was born in Massachusetts, but I spent time in Spain and blah, 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 blah. And I'm taking a break off social media. It's too toxic for me. Ay. Oh, I got to go. And it's just, she's a special something, okay? And her husband, as much as terrible a guy he is, he obviously ended somebody's life and got away with it, and that was all ridiculous. I kind of feel sorry for him in a way. Baldwin is such a loser. Alec, I'm saying is a loser. And when you make all that money and you're that famous, it's inexcusable. Hilaria Baldwin literally will yell at her husband, basically tell him to shut up in front of reporters when he talks out of turn during an interview. Yeah, all right, it's that kind of relationship. Beta male, and a simp. Back to the clip.
Okay. So already I'm torn. I gotta say, just to be honest, I'm not sure who I like better on Best Actress, but we've got other contenders. So, keep an open mind. This woman all over the news these days, the new spokesperson for the Democrat Party, and we all hope the future of it. Here is Jasmine Crockett as recently as 2023, again, sounding like a normal person.
My mind, I'm thinking, I just got to Austin and I had to beat 5 people to get here. It's a huge responsibility. The congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat.
Kind of cute, excited, optimistic, normal hair, normal eyelashes, and probably normal nails, though they weren't shown in that clip. Flash forward to today's day and age, and more recently, and we've done a 180.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Now, I am tired of the white tears.
There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. That it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed.
If you could tell Donald Trump anything tonight, what would you tell him?
Stop being Putin's hoe. Unfortunately, we had an opportunity to have a woman lead this country, and I promise you she would have led us to the promised land. But instead, we got somebody that seems like he want to take us to hell and back again.
We have someone that is occupying the White House, and as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your asses, you and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out, all right?
Ooh.
Y'all about to find out, all right? And do I need to say it again? As I will. She sounds absolutely nothing like she used to.
What is it with these Democrat politicians and always trying to sound basically ghetto, okay? I'm just going to say it. We have another great female politician who also does this kind of stuff. Take a guess who she is. I'll give you a hint. Much like another lady we knew, she failed to shatter that glass ceiling, so to speak, for the presidency.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Yes, we will.
Ah, they just don't stop.
You guys, nothing.
I mean, that's fake it till you make it. That's how you become the head of the Democrat Party. It's absolute fakery.
I have to confess that I love her.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do. I just
For good
do.
reason.
I love everything about her. She's fantastic. The best
We need more.
spokesperson for Democrats. Yeah, exactly.
Right? We do. We need a whole lot more of her. It's amazing how she's now like street, right? Like, I'm going to whip somebody's head. Okay, sure. We'll look forward to that, Jasmine.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't know about you, but I found it kind of fun. It's really funny to see just how fake these people are, and the levels of fakeness go even deeper than even I sometimes expect. You sit down there and study it, and wow, it's really something. With all that being said, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. As always, my fellow patriots, comment below. Let us know what you like about the clip, what kind of stuff you want to see in the future, and make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and that way we will see you again soon. God bless.